All right, guys, we are picking up with lesson 7-2. We're going to split this into 2 days just because it's kind of a lot to take in. What we're doing today is the distributive property, which you've done with numbers, but you've not done with variables. So we're going to kind of practice that. Part of what we're doing, though, is we're going to be doing an extension of what we were doing. Why is my screen so blurry? There we go. You're going to be doing the product rule. So to multiply a monomial and a polynomial, simply distribute the monomial to the polynomial. For exponents, recall the product rule, which is, there we go, now it's in focus, x to the a times x to the b equals x to the a plus b. So you need to remember that you are adding your exponents. And then for the rest of this, I'm going to switch over to notebook paper because obviously I have all of my answers written out and none of my work. So notebook paper it is. So example 1, we're going to start out. What you're doing is, distributing. So you're going to do x times x. Bring down whatever sign is in the middle. So plus, and then you're going to have x times 4. X times x is x squared because, that's got an exponent of 1. That's got an exponent of 1. Why is it so blurry? 1 plus 1 is 2. And then over here, x times 4 is 4x. And that's all you do. So number 2. 2's a little more extensive. You've got a trinomial in the parentheses. And you've got a cube right here. So we're going to go ahead and distribute. So we're going to do 5m cubed times 3m squared. Bring down your minus sign. Then you've got 5m cubed times m. Bring down your minus sign. 5m cubed times 7. So 3 times 5, I've said that backwards, is 15. And then, sorry, my hair's whipping in the wind today. You've got an exponent of 3 and an exponent of 2. What's 3 plus 2? That would be 5. So 15m to the 5th minus 5 times 1 is 5. You've got an m cubed here and a singular m here, so that would be m to the 4th. And then minus, you've got 5 times 7, which is 35, and then just m cubed. So you're just going to drop that down. You're not going to multiply it by anything. So every single problem, and we are going to do through number 14 today, and then we'll pick up 15 and 16 with the next set of notes. All you are doing is distributing. So k times k. And then we're going to bring down that negative. K times 9. K times k is k squared. K times 9 is 9k. Number 2, go ahead and distribute. 9a times a. Bring down your positive. 9a times 1. So 9a times a is 9a squared. 9a times 1 is just 9a. So these first couple are going to be extremely easy. And then, we do that roller coaster thing where we're going up the roller coaster and then we're going to free fall down at the bottom. So number 3, oh, my hair. Number 3 is slightly different. You're distributing a negative now. So take that negative 6p and distribute it. So minus 6p times p to the 4th. Bring down that minus sign, but now we're distributing a negative 6p to an 8. So negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. P to the 1st times p to the 4th is p to the 5th. But what's a negative times a negative? It's a positive. And then 6 times 8 is 48. And then you've got nothing to multiply that p by, so we just drag it down. So you get negative 6p to the 5th plus 48p. All right. Number 4. You're back to having a positive that you're distributing. So 3c to the, oops, there went my pencil lid, times negative 2c. So 3c to the 5th times negative 2c. Bring down our minus sign. 3c to the 5th times 5. 3 times negative 2 is a negative 6. You've got 5 C's here, 1 C here, so that gives you a total of 6 C's. Minus 3 times 5 is 15, and then C to the 5th. Do-do. Do-do. Number 5, same thing. Go ahead and distribute. You've got negative 4G squared times 2G. Bring down your plus sign. A negative 4G squared times 7. If you notice, I did not put this one in parentheses, but I did this one. The reason I put this one in parentheses is because you've got a plus sign right here, and it looks kind of wonky if you have a plus minus without something separating them. So negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. You've got 2 G's and 1 G, so that's G cubed. Negative 4 times 7 is a negative 28. You've got nothing to multiply that G squared to, so we just drag it down. Number 6. Okay, number 6, we are moving to a trinomial, meaning you've got 3 terms on the inside. Sorry, guys, my hair will not stay out of the way. Go ahead and distribute. And I lost my pencil light again. Distribute that x, so x times x squared. Distribute your x. That's a minus sign. Oops, see the minus? Bring it down. Minus x times x. See the plus sign? Bring it down. X times 3. So you've got 1x here, 2x here. That gives you a total of 3. Then you've got 1x here and 1x here. That gives you a total of 2. X times 3 is 3x. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Number 7. Same thing. This one's got that negative out front, so we're going to end up having to use quite a few parentheses. So negative 3n times n squared. Bring down this negative, but you've got a negative 3n times 2n. Bring down your positive, that positive right there, and you've got that negative 3n times 8. So back over here, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. You've got 1 in here, 2 in here, so that's 3 n's. Then a negative times a negative is a positive. 3 times 2 is 6. You've got n times n, which is n squared. A positive times a negative is a negative. 3 times 8 is 24. And then you've just got that n that you drag down. So a lot of this really should be repetitive for you. I mean, we're following the same steps every time. Distribute. If you've got that negative out front, make sure you're using parentheses. Negative 2x to the 4th times 6x squared. Bring down that negative. Parentheses, negative 2x to the 4th times 12x. Bring down the positive. Plus negative 2x to the 4th times 18. Mommy. And then go through and do your multiplication. Hey, Jordy, can you go play for a minute, please?
Yes.
Negative 12x to the, you've got 4 here and 2 here, that's 6. No, leave my tape alone, please. Negative times a negative is a positive. 2 times 12 is 24. You've got 4 x's here, 1 x here, that gives you 5. And then lastly, you've got a negative 2 times a positive, so, you know, that's a negative. 2 times 18 is 36. And you're just going to drag that x to the 4th down because there's nothing to multiply it by. All right, number 9. Number 9 is where we start free-falling because, oops, there is a lot of stuff going on in number 9. First of all, what you're distributing's got a lot to it. It's got 2 different variables. So you are doing, and I'm gonna maybe drag it down a line, p squared p cubed times p to the 5th p squared. Q squared, that's a Q. Good Lord have mercy. Why do I use so much pencil lead? That's a Q. That's a Q. There we go. Minus. Then you're going to do p squared q cubed times pq. So this one looks a little weird. You've got 2 p's here, 5 p's here, so that's a total of 7 p's. 3 q's here, 2 q's here, so that's a total of 5 q's. Minus 2 p's here, 1 p here, that's 3 p's.
3 q's, 1 q, that's a total of 4. So you have p to the 7th, q to the 5th, minus p cubed q to the 4th, which is a mouthful. Number 10, kind of along the same way, only instead of having, you had 2 terms out front. Well, one singular term, but it had 2 different things. Now you've got 3 things that you're focusing on distributing. So that goes there, there, and there. So you've got 3xy times x squared. Bring down the plus sign. 3xy times xy. Bring down your plus sign. 3xy times y squared. And when you go distribute, do you notice how there's no number out front? So that's just going to bring that 3 down. You've got 2 x's. That's 1x and 2x, which gives you 3 x's. And then 1 singular y.
Hey, Mommy.
What, Jordy?
I hurt in my back.
Jordy, you're fine. 3 times 1 is 3. X times x is x squared. Just give me a minute, Jordy, okay? Y times y is y squared. Plus 3 times 1 is 3. X times nothing is x. Y times y squared is y cubed. Number 11. Nope, get it into focus here. Again, you are distributing 3 separate things. So, ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. And I just crossed out my answers. Good job. Sorry, the wind's trying to blow my paper all the way around. So you've got 5r squared s squared times, you've got a negative 2r squared. Bring down your plus sign. 5r squared s squared times 3rs.
Got it, Mommy.
Thank you, Jordy. Bring down your minus sign. 5r squared s squared times 4s squared. So this one's a long problem, and I can't take it out that far without it getting fuzzy for some reason. So 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. R squared and r squared gives you r to the 4th, and then we're just going to drag that s squared down. Over here, 5 times 3 is 15. You've got 2 r's and 1 r, which gives you 3. 2 s's and 1 s, which gives you 3. And then over here, a negative 5 times 4 is a negative 20. You've got 2 r's and no r's, so we're just going to drag that down. And then 2 s's and 2 s's, which gives you s to the 4th. And that entire, hullabaloo is your answer. All right, we are almost, sorry, Jordy, didn't mean to stab you with the pencil. We are almost there. So 3ab, go ahead and distribute that. I'm going to drag it down a couple lines because my other problem ran over a little bit. So 3ab times 4a squared. Bring down the minus. 3ab. Jordy, can you move your hand just a little bit, please? Thank you. 7b cubed. So 3 times 4, that gives you 12. A times a squared is a cubed. Bring down the b. Minus 3 times 7 is 21. A times nothing is a. B times b cubed is b to the 4th. And then onto the back. All right, number 13. You're distributing this. I think we'll be done after this one, guys. I don't really think we need to do 14 because 14 is almost identical to 13. Negative 7c cubed d squared times 9c squared d squared. Bring down your negative, and then you need to use parentheses because what we're distributing is a negative number. Negative 7c cubed d squared times 4c d to the 5th. Negative 7 times 9 is negative 63. C cubed and c squared gives you c to the 5th. D squared and d squared gives you d to the 4th. Over here, you've got a negative times a negative, which gives us a positive. 7 times 4 is 28. C cubed and c gives you c to the 4th. D squared and d to the 5th gives you d to the 7th. And there we go, boys and girls. And I will post the video for the next set well, let me rephrase. The second half of the lesson will be a completely separate video.